So I've been asked, how do you start a business? And here's what I want to answer. This is how I start 7-figure businesses. I've created multiple 7-figure businesses, and these are the key points I've used right at the beginning. Sales are king. Still, yes, sales are king. So when you're starting a new business, the absolute first thing that I do is figure out what problem I'm going to solve, and 2, who I'm going to solve the problem for. I put together a rough outline of what it is that I'm going to do for them. I don't even have to actually make the product or service yet necessarily. I mean, if you can, great, but you don't even have to do that quite yet. Start with figuring out the problem and who you're solving the problem for, and then go to one of those people and try to sell it. You don't need to get into advertising, you don't need to get into marketing, you don't need to get into all these other things until you figure out how to sell it. And some guys will say, oh yeah, advertise for this and market for that and all these other things. No, for me, the first thing, go out and sell it. Because as soon as you can sell somebody on it, you're heading in the right direction. Sell a few more people on it, and the more sales you can make, the more you're headed in the right direction. You will talk to friends and family who will tell you something's a great idea. And it's okay to talk to friends and family about it, but be aware that they might be slightly biased. Okay, they might say, well, yeah, that's a great idea, go for it, because they don't want to turn you down. They don't want to be mean, which is okay, it's totally fine. However, be aware of that, because I've had things that I was going to create that I said, hey, I want to do this. And they go, oh, that's a great idea. And friends will say it's a great idea. And legitimately, they may even think it's a great idea. However, I move forward trying to do it. And as soon as I get something ready to sell, I take it to those people and they don't buy it. They literally don't give me $1 single. Not one. That's it. And then I try to sell it again. They won't buy it. Try to sell it again. They won't buy it. Now check this out. This is a good tip. Pro tip here. You have a friend who says, yeah, oh, that's a great idea. And you say, fantastic. I'm taking pre-orders today on this service. Like, obviously, given the fact that that person is a potential customer for you, you tell them about the idea. They say, that's awesome. You say, awesome. Great. Well, then I'm taking pre-orders today. Cash, check, or credit card, and then actually receive the money from that person, and you're going to find out where the rubber meets the road is sales. Go ahead and click subscribe, and then click the little bell icon, and you'll get notified whenever I create new videos. Sometimes people spend years trying to develop out a plan. They develop out a strategy. They develop out concepts for, oh, we could do this, and the market is $80 gazillion and $500 bazillion trillion and all these things, which is okay, except there's plenty of examples out there of guys in very small markets who dominate a market. So the market doesn't matter. The market just doesn't matter. I mean, yes, okay, you could be in such a small market because nobody cares about it. That's probably because you're A, solving the wrong problem, or B, solving it for the wrong public. It's not about who has the best business plan. It's not about who has investors behind you. It's not about anything other than find a problem you can solve, and then find somebody you can solve the problem for. And if you have those two things identified, it will make the rest of the process so much easier. If you're starting to do it, starting to talk about what you want and what you have, the idea and all of this, and you find it really hard to sell, find out something to do different. Either your product is wrong, your pitch is wrong, your price is wrong, or your public is wrong, the actual customer base you're trying to sell it to. So that's what I focus on, narrowing down the product, the pitch, the price, and the public. If you get those nailed, you're gonna find that you can actually build a big business, an organization on the foundation of something that really solves a problem for somebody really well. Point number 3, have a plan. So I do have a plan, but I'm not so detailed in the plan that it stops me from getting into action. I do the plan to make sure I'm headed in the right direction, but I also realize that I may have to change that plan. You may have to change how you're gonna do things, how your idea for the service. There are some incredible, massive, huge examples of companies who were headed in one direction and then changed. Let's talk about first a couple examples of people who didn't adjust. Blockbuster. That's an incredible story of somebody who had a dominant position in video rentals. They had stores all over the place and they were literally the #1 guys. There's a thing called the internet that comes out. Surprise, surprise, people are gonna wanna do more with the internet. They had the opportunity to take advantage of that and actually create Netflix well before Netflix was created. Just as a little note, they even had the opportunity to buy Netflix and did not do that. Do you binge watch Blockbuster today? I don't think so. That's because they don't exist. By the way, if you don't know what Blockbuster is because you're like 10 years old and watching my video, I appreciate the fact that you're watching my video and have an interest in business, super cool. They're a video rental company for us old folks like me. I'm 31 years old. We had this thing called Blockbuster. Today it doesn't exist. It's deleted off the map. Don't be surprised. They did not pivot when they needed to. They did not expand their service offering, and they had the ability to do that all day long. All right, now I'm gonna flip into some people who made some very successful changes. Have you ever heard of TuneIn Hookup? It's a dating site. You probably haven't, because that TuneIn Hookup was actually called YouTube today. It started off as a video dating site and now becomes the biggest video platform with 3 billion hours per millisecond, blah, 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 watch, all over the world, and sold to Google for $1.6 billion. You've probably heard of Nintendo. They made games that I grew up on, like Super Mario, Donkey Kong, amazing games. They actually existed hundreds of years before you ever heard of them. They made things like playing cards, vacuum cleaners, instant rice. They were a taxi company. They had a short stay hotel chain called Love Hotel. You can fill in the gaps there on your own. Another company, you may or may not be aware of them. They make high-end looms. Well, when I say they make, I meant they made looms. They have since become what you know today as Suzuki. They made looms. Technology changes, society changes, needs change, wants change, the landscape changes. You're going to make changes. Just be aware of that. So no matter what your business or organization is, you're going to end up making changes. That's literally part of the deal. I had fallen in love with our service. I had fallen in love with our product, and I felt like, man, we have the best product in the world, which is where most people start. They start with building this amazing product, and they're so in love with it. That was my problem, in a way. We were in North Carolina. We were at a trade show, and we had this meeting set up. This was many years ago. We had this meeting set up with an investment banker. We had a software company, right? So we were building software, we're building e-commerce sites. People who want to sell online, we were helping them sell online. So we created this this technology, and it was expanding, and we were doing a lot in the furniture industry, but we set up really to do it for anybody who wants to sell products online. I was with my partner and another one of our guys, and we sit down with this investment banker. Picture this: we're excited, we're driven, things are expanding and growing, and we're like, good, we're gonna meet with this guy. We start talking about the platform, and I tell him, oh yeah, it's got this and it's got that, and we're doing all these different things, and it's really cool. And he said to me with a straight face, anyone can make things go blinky blinky. Sales is all that matters. And I was furious. I was so pissed off. My partner and another guy that was with us looked at me, and they were like, oh my gosh. Because the guy was basically downplaying all of the programming we've done, all of the cool things that we have, all of these other things, and summing it up into blinky blinky. Now, that really made me mad. I kept a straight face, but boy, did that make me mad. As soon as we walk out of the restaurant, I just have to tell you this, as soon as we walked out of the restaurant, the two guys I was with, my partner and another one of our staff, they were all over me. They were literally, the first words out of their mouths were blinky, blinky, right when we walk out of the restaurant, because they knew I was furious. They knew I was so mad. However, the guy wasn't far off in one regard. Yes, do build a great product. Yes, have amazing things. Yes, solve the problems for your customers. But at the end of the day, it really boils down to who makes sales. A great software, a great company, a great business that you can't sell to anybody, it's honestly useless. So you never know where you're gonna go. The main thing is to actually get an action on it. Don't be surprised that things change. Don't be surprised that you decide to go one direction and shift to another. And you know what? That doesn't make you wrong. That makes you an entrepreneur. So there you go, guys. That's how I started multiple 7-figure businesses, and hope that helps you today to get you back on track, or get you on track, or if you don't know what you're doing, kind of gives you a direction or some concepts to apply. This really has helped me tremendously. It's helped me avoid mistakes. I had to learn it the hard way. I made a lot of mistakes, forcing that this is the way to do it. Sales will tell you this is how I've built multiple 7-figure businesses, and I know this is gonna help you from now to eternity. Go ahead and like and comment and subscribe for me. It helps me with my channel to understand the direction that I'm going. Am I providing value for you? Am I not? And just do let me know. I pay attention to that. I read every single comment I get. If you want to troll me, cool, rockin', awesome for you trolls out there. I appreciate it. For everybody else who's a real human, feel free to give me some real feedback. It helps me know the things that you like, the things that you don't like, so that I can provide real value for you.